lower property taxes for residential owners, free rental vouchers for BTO applicants, as well as ABSD refund. Can you benefit from these policies and are you eligible? This is Nicole Chan from PropNext. Here are the top 3 key policies from the budget on 16 February that can benefit you. Number 1. Lower property taxes. In the recent budget, there were changes to the annual value bands for owner-occupied residential properties, and it will take place next year, 1st January 2025 onwards. So what is annual value? AV is the estimated gross annual rent of the property after excluding furniture, furnishings, and maintenance fees. So say the estimated market rent is 2,500 a month. So the AV will be 2,500 multiplied by 12 to get 30,000. So for a residential property of AV 30,000, before adjustments, you had to pay 880 as seen in the calculation over here. Now after the adjustments, the bill will decrease to 720. But sorry landlords, this only applies to owner-occupied residential properties only. So the reason why this policy was implemented was because of the increased rental demand, which pushed up rental prices as well as annual value of the property. So owners had to pay more property taxes. So the increase in demand of rent is due to 2 main reasons. So first of all, during COVID period, there were construction delays, so many owners had to rent a place while waiting for their BTOs and condos to finish building. The second reason is because most residents who sold their private property had to wait 15 months to buy a resale HDB, so they turned to rental market to meet their housing needs. Therefore, the government implemented this policy to benefit owner-occupiers. Number 2, free rental vouchers. So a one-time rental voucher is given to BTO applicants under the Parenthood Provisional Housing Scheme. So currently, as of now, the voucher amount is not out yet. So actually for the eligibility to receive these free rental vouchers, it applies not just to married couples who BTO, but also divorced or widowed parent with children. The monthly household income should be 7,000 or below. So mainly this policy is to help out more underprivileged families. So why is this policy implemented, you may ask? So this is because of the high rental rates like what I shared earlier. So the government is looking to mitigate the high rental rates and allow young families to move in sooner. So this is not the first scheme of such. The government is actually looking to double the availability of rental flats, and there are also subsidized rental options to kind of mitigate this problem. So will you benefit from this policy? Yes, if you are eligible, plus there are also other existing policies that you can tap on under the PPHS scheme shared earlier. So if you are an investor or homeowner, you might think, what is the impact for you lah? So on a larger scale, this policy could lessen the demand of resale flats, and we can see less cash over valuation COV for HDBs. But honestly, I don't think a one-time voucher will convince home buyers to consider a BTO instead of a resale. But this policy does seem like a complementary policy to the policies that we already have. And in fact, I think that this policy will increase the rental demand. But overall, I think that the impact should be quite minimal. Okay, moving on to number 3, ABSD refunds. So single Singaporean citizens aged 55 and above can now claim additional buyer's stamp duty ABSD refund on their second property if they are downsizing. So previously, this was applied to married couples. Now it will be extended to single owners aged 55 and above as well. So without this new ABSD remission, this group of buyers will have to pay 20% of ABSD for their second residential property. So they have therefore been restricted to HDB resale flats when kind of downsizing from their landed or condo, because ABSD remission is given to HDB flats and new executive condominium units. So you can take a look over here for the eligibility of this ABSD remission. Say if you are looking to purchase a second residential property, if you are a single Singapore citizen aged 55 or above. So you will have to dispose the first residential property that you currently own within 6 months after the date of purchase of the second property that you are buying, if this property is a resale property. Or you could also buy a new launch, and you will have to sell away this first residential property within 6 months after the issuance date of the TOP or CSC, whichever comes earlier. Another thing worthy to note is the value of the second residential property as well as the value of the first residential property, and you have to make sure that the value of the second residential property that you are purchasing has to be less than the value of the first residential property that you own and you are looking to sell. So this value refers to the higher of the purchase price or market value of the residential property being purchased or sold. And this value of the second property that you are looking to purchase is determined at the point of the purchase, and also the value that you are looking to sell for your first residential property is determined during the sale. So why is this policy implemented? I would say that this policy is mainly to support the single seniors to downsize without having to sell and rent first or be penalized by the permanent 20% of ABSD. So now single seniors will have more options, and they can now purchase like new launch and also resale condominiums without being penalized this ABSD. So if you fall under this group, there are some caveats. So you will need to pay ABSD upfront and get a refund after you sell your first residential property within 6 months. And also another thing is that it could be difficult to obtain financing to afford a second property without first selling your first property lah. So in conclusion, there are other budget updates that affect developers and also CPF, but I didn't include them in this video due to time constraint. So do let me know if you're interested in the other policies, and I'll be happy to share more with you. Once again, this is Nicole Chan. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thank you!